So recently on the Andrew Klavan Show, we've been talking about men and women a lot and dating and why beautiful, nice Christian girls are having a hard time finding guys and why guys are having a hard time finding girls. So today, in a scientific, this is an absolutely scientific, investigation, we are going to look at some TikTok videos of what women think are red flags when they meet a man. Why do they turn men aside? And I'm sure, as you know, women are always very logical and precise and always come up with really well-observed ideas and why they should turn you down if you're a guy. So you can learn something about what you should and shouldn't do. So let's take a look at the first video of what do women find to be red flags when they meet a guy.
What are some weirdly specific things that you consider to be red flags in men? I'll go first. Number one, if he likes the Beatles too much, they weren't that good. Number two, if he says the phrase fair enough or the word touche, I don't have a reason for that. I just don't like it. Next one, if he doesn't have a garbage can in his bathroom, like, who raised you? Okay. And if he insists and needs you to know that he didn't find the movie Hereditary scary at all. Okay. And then finally, if he only uses like that spray deodorant, like that deodorant that comes in like an aerosol like spray can, he doesn't use like normal like bar deodorant, that's just like suspicious to me.
Okay. No one in this generation is ever getting married. So let's review. So if you like the Beatles too much, because they just weren't that good, I agree. I completely agree. And do you want to spend your life, with some guy wandering around your house going, yesterday? It gets tiresome after a while. And, doesn't have another one. Absolutely right. If you go into his bathroom and he doesn't have a garbage can in his bathroom, who raised you? Who raised this guy? This is terrible. Ladies, I'd take it from me. If you go out with a guy and he didn't find the movie Hereditary scary at all, he's probably a psychopath. In fact, if he saw the movie Hereditary, cancel the date because the movie was awful. Oh, and also if he uses spray deodorant. No, that's good. If he uses any deodorant, if he owns a bar of soap, that's a good sign. Ladies, if you're the guy going out with a guy and he owns a bar of soap, one day over several years of marriage, you can probably teach him how to use the bar of soap. Don't knock the deodorant, but the Beatles, that's too much. If this is actually real, if women actually think these things, basically the race is doomed. We'll never reproduce. All right, let's hopefully we'll find something better than that. Let's hear another one.
If he loves the movie Wolf of Wall Street or says it's the greatest movie of all time, he's an adulterer on drugs and has terrible taste.
Stop the thing. Stop it right there. I'm sorry. Wolf of Wall Street is a great film. It's dirty. It's got a lot of nudity and bad words and all this stuff. It's a great film. This woman doesn't know. Everything else this woman says is completely to be disregarded because Wolf of Wall Street is a terrific film. Especially the scene where he gets on the Quaaludes and he's on the table with the phone. Come on. All right, let's see more.
Anything having to do with Joe Rogan at all. He loves him, wants to be him, loves the podcast, run. Calls women females. Self-explanatory. Obsessed with Tom Brady in a weird way, not like a big Pats fan or a Bucks fan, like he just is it to him all the time. Anger issues, run. Starts any debate about women's equality at all, jail. Gets physically angry when his sports team loses, it like ruins his whole day. What's your fucking problem? You're not on the team. Relax. Thinks Kanye West is misunderstood and a genius. Mental problems. If he watches female athletes like Serena Williams and goes, I could do that, jail. I forgot that one, but Saturdays are for the boys flags are, yeah. And lastly, if they still have a huddle link in their bio and they're no longer in high school.
All right. See, this woman is a little bit, what's the word? Split personality. Some of the things she said are true, obviously. If he likes Kanye West, you should run for your life. I was writing some of this down. But no, if he's against women's equality, you want that. For the way you test that, the check comes, he pays for it, you're in. You want a guy who's against women's equality. Women's equality is the worst thing that ever happened to you. So here's a woman who knows Kanye West bad, yes, but women's equality also bad. You've got to be able to see both things at once. Joe Rogan, I enjoy Joe Rogan, but I get that. Tom Brady, what the hell? Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time. I mean, he's literally, I'm not just saying that, he's literally the greatest athlete of all time. If his team losing ruins his day, that's bad. That is kind of bad. You know, I mean, my team losing, and I love the NFL, and my team losing ruins the next 5 minutes of my day. And then I'm thinking about something else. That woman is a little bit split. I'll give her some, you know, you don't want a guy who likes Kanye West. You don't want a guy who gets physically upset when his team loses. But you do want a guy who hates women's equality and listens to Joe Rogan and likes Tom Brady, because those are good things. So she's going to lose everybody, because where she's wrong, she's going to lose all those people. And where she's right, she's going to lose everybody. She's going to be single her entire life. As you might know, we're all fans of our friends at Genucel, but don't just take my word for it. Ella from Rockford says, I have both age and acne spots, and this stuff is actually fading both of them. This serum is worth every penny. Ella is raving about the famous dark spot corrector from Genucel, a must-have after months of record heat and humidity. Sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, even red inflamed patches all disappear in front of your very eyes. And here is Genucel's amazing guarantee: you will see results on day one or your money back. So take advantage of Genucel's most popular package, which now includes the dark spot corrector plus the classic Genucel bags and puffiness treatment and immediate effects. All about 70% off, so you can try the best skincare in the world for yourself, completely risk-free. It's simple. Go to Genucel.com/ClavanYT and start looking years, even decades younger tomorrow. Say goodbye to dark and liver spots, bags and puffiness under the eyes, and crow's feet at Genucel.com/ClavanYT. That's Genucel.com/ClavanYT.
Red flags in men. He's nice to everyone. And everyone, I mean like all the girls. Like if guys are trying to impress a girl, he should only be nice to that girl, not other girls. But obviously I don't mean like, oh my god, you need to be like rude to other girls. But it's like if you're gonna show an action of kindness, you should only do that to your girl, not other girls. Another red flag, when he has no goals or ambitions. I'm not saying he needs to have his life exactly figured out, but if he doesn't really know what makes his heart beat or what makes him passionate about stuff, what is the goal of his life? And how do you know what the goal for him is for like the relationship? 3, he only listens to male artists. There is a difference when it comes to women and men expressing their thoughts and emotions. So if he only listens to men, specifically through music, no.
Interesting. Interesting. If he's nice to everyone, that's bad. I don't know what she's talking about there. She's saying that if he does kind things for other women, he's probably flirting with them.
I love you. Oh my God. I ain't gonna never stop loving you.
Not so bad. No goals. Excellent. There's a red flag. There's an actual red flag. If you're dating a guy and he doesn't know what he wants to do, because she's an adult, I mean, so if you're dating a guy and he doesn't know what he wants to do, that's an actual red flag.
You and your brother are ugly, pathetic losers.
If he only listens to male artists, that's a really actually kind of interesting, because one of the things about feminism is it turned all women into liars, like they aren't honest about the way women really feel. All feminist work is garbage. It's all garbage. And so it's all women saying that they think things and they have this wry attitude and all this, and it doesn't really represent the way women actually are. But it is true that you have to listen to what women are saying with a different ear than what you listen to what men are saying, because obviously when women are talking, the words don't actually matter.
We had a very Darrison bite. Let's go to Terrace and look for the bit. They had the pit.
You should never listen to the words coming out of a woman's mouth, because first of all, if you do, you'll go insane because they make no sense. But when a woman is talking, she's actually expressing a feeling, and you do have to listen to that, or otherwise she won't make dinner. And that's the important thing. You will starve to death. So listening to women artists is a good way to find out what women are trying to say, because women artists, their words don't mean anything, but their emotion comes across.
If you see me and you trying to see what's up, ski.
That was probably, what I just said was probably a red flag. Let's watch another one.
What's a red flag in a guy you're secretly attracted to?
When they have no friends.
What's a red flag in a guy that you're secretly attracted to?
When they're mean to everyone else but me.
What's a red flag in a guy that you're secretly attracted to?
Assholes, but like nice to me though.
So when they have no friends, all men have no friends. That's ridiculous. You will never get married if men have no friends. No man has friends. I mean, we pretend to have friends. Well, we have people we drink with and people, but we don't care. I mean, if my best friend walks out and gets hit by a car tomorrow, what's he doing for me? So that's not a good one. And if he's mean to everybody but you, that is another one. That's an actual red flag. That's a good one. Like no goals. That's our second actual red flag. A guy who treats everybody mean but you will eventually treat you mean as well, be mean to you as well. All right, so now we have two, see, I told you this is going to be scientific. We now have two actual red flags. No goals, mean to everyone but you. Those are actual things. Because like even if he's mean to the waiter, eventually he'll be mean to you.
What are the biggest red flags in men?
If they have a dirty smelling room.
Yes, if they're dirty.
Yeah, if they're dirty.
Facts.
Like, you're not going to keep a household clean for me.
What are the biggest red flags in men?
Attitude, really, certain comments they make, it's kind of really subtle.
If he's short.
If he's short.
Well, one, if you meet a guy at a bar and then all of a sudden he's talking to you and then he's talking to, the next chick and the next chick and the next chick, then it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really want to be dealing with you,
But aren't girls like getting a drink from this guy, then the next guy, then the next guy?
I mean, not out of their way to do so. That's just kind of what happens, so.
So it's different when a girl does it.
Absolutely.
Well, the smelly room, I got to say, I was such a pig. I got to say, when I remember leaving dishes in my sink until they piled up like some kind of, Rube Goldberg contraption. And I remember when the cheese in a pot, I'd melted some cheese in a pot, because that was the only thing I knew how to cook, was melted cheese. And when it started to turn bad and smell up the room, I wrapped the pot in plastic so it wouldn't smell anymore. And then the plastic started to expand. So, whenever my wife leaves town, I become feral. I go out and hunt down deer with my teeth. So I'm not sure about that. Big mistake to not like short men.
The only thing more intense than my midget pride is my hate for tall people, or as we like to call them, biggers.
It is a big mistake to not like short men. Now, I was always average height, a little taller. Get shorter as you get older, but still, I was always, average height and a little taller. But my wife was very tall. I didn't even think about it because I'm very confident. So I was very confident in myself, and I was happy to approach a woman who was my height. If a short man approaches a taller woman, it shows that he's got confidence in himself. He's, actually thinks that he's worthwhile, and that is a good thing. Being short is not a red flag. That's bad female thinking. All right, those are the red flags. It's a very scientific study. What we have learned is that if he has no goals and there was one other thing, that he was mean to people. Those are the red flags you want to look for, ladies. If he likes the Beatles too much, that's another one. But other than that, this is all nonsense. One more red flag. If you fail to like and subscribe, you'll never get a date again. And you should also subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.